Hello students, in previous lecture we have studied the mechanism of spin-spin coupling. According to the Dirac vector model, the electrons present between the two coupling nuclei or present in intervening bonds between the two coupling nuclei are responsible for the coupling interaction between the two nuclei. They do this coupling interaction by transferring the spin information of one nucleus to the other nucleus. The electrons change their spin orientation according to the change in the spin orientation of coupling nucleus. This results in or two different situations for the nucleus under observation. The nucleus which is under observation has two different types of the ground states, and excitation can occur from those two different types of the ground state. So the ground state are the result of these different ground state are the result of the different spin orientations of the coupling nucleus, and electrons change their spin, which results in the different energy ground states. We have seen the different coupling constant values. In that, one bond coupling constant values are very large as compared to two bond coupling constant values, which in turn are larger than three bond coupling constant values. 4 and 5 bond coupling constant values, usually they are called as long range coupling constants. They are smaller coupling constant values. Sometimes the coupling constant values are negative also. Especially the two bond coupling constant values are negative, but the negative sign or positive sign of the coupling constant value does not change the appearance of the signal. Whether it is positive or whether it is negative, the appearance of the signal remains same. So sign of the coupling constant doesn't matter. Some one bond coupling constant, especially carbon fluorine coupling constants, are also negative in sign. Coupling constant values, if you remember, will notice that one bond coupling constant values are larger. This indicates that the interaction between these electrons is very strong interaction. And as the distance between the coupling nuclei is increasing, the coupling constant value is decreasing. For the systems, we have seen the variable coupling constants are possible. This means that the coupling constant values are affected by some factors. In this lecture, we'll study the vicinal coupling constants and the factors affecting the vicinal coupling constant. Vicinal coupling, that is three bond coupling, is affected by mainly four factors. First one is the dihedral angle. Look at this dihedral angle between the adjacent bonds, or the angle between the bonds on adjacent atoms. The second factor is bond length, by which the coupling nuclei are separated. The third factor is the valence angles, and the fourth one is the electronegativity of the substituent attached to the carbon atom where the coupling nuclei are bonded. Let us first study the dihedral angle, how it affects the coupling constant value. Look at this Newman projection formula. This is the front carbon-carbon hydrogen bond, and this is the back carbon atom carbon hydrogen bond. The angle between these two hydrogens is called as the dihedral angle. As the dihedral angle is changing, the coupling constant value is also changing. This is shown by the Karplus graph, which is obtained by solving some mathematical equations, and the graph is plotted, or this is the result of those equations. On x-axis, the dihedral angle is plotted. From extreme left, we have 0-degree dihedral angle. It is increasing, and we have written maximum of the 180 degree. Then on y-axis, we have coupling constant values expressed in terms of the Hertz. If you observe this graph, you will notice that when the dihedral angle is 0 or 180-degree, coupling constant values are higher, and in between you have intermediate coupling constant values. For 0-degree dihedral angle, the coupling constant value is around 8.5 to 13.5. That is when the dihedral angle is 0-degree, means eclipsed conformation is present. As soon as the dihedral angle is increasing, the coupling constant value is decreasing. It decreases to a great extent and it becomes 0 when the dihedral angle between the coupling nuclei is 90-degree. When the dihedral angle is increased from 90 to 180-degree, the coupling constant value again it is increasing. In this case, the coupling constant value is around 9.5 to around 15 Hertz. This means that when the dihedral angle is 180-degree, the coupling constant values are higher for the vicinal partners, especially when the vicinal partners are present on the sp3 hybrid carbon atoms, because carbon-carbon bonds undergo rotation. This happens, that is 0-degree dihedral angle or 180-degree dihedral angle has higher coupling constant values, while others have, or the 90-degree is having the no coupling between the coupling partner. This is because when the dihedral angle is 0-degree or when it is 180-degree, the orbitals or the bonding orbitals can have maximum overlap with one another. And due to this maximum overlap, the nuclear and electronic spin information can be transferred from one orbital to the other orbital, that is from one nucleus to the other nucleus. So spin information transfer can occur effectively if the dihedral angle is 0-degree, and even it is 180-degree. In that case also the overlap is maximum. Therefore, spin information of this first hydrogen can be transferred to the second hydrogen effectively, that is the coupling is stronger. And therefore, the coupling constant values are larger when the dihedral angle is 0-degree and when it is 180-degree. If the dihedral angle is 90-degree, that is the two bonding orbitals are perpendicular to each other or orthogonal to each other, in that case there is less chance or minimum chance or even no chance that the orbitals can interact with one another, and therefore the spin information of one nucleus cannot be transferred to the second nucleus. That is, there will be no coupling interaction between the two hydrogens if the bonds are 90-degree or they are perpendicular to one another. So this means that the spin information transfer depends on the overlap. If the overlap is maximum, spin information can be effectively transferred, that is coupling constant value will be higher. And if there is no overlap, coupling constant value will be lower or no coupling at all, as in case of 90-degree. No coupling is observed. This dihedral angle is very useful in case of rigid ring systems. It will help us to find out the conformation or configuration of a rigid ring system. For example, we'll have this example where tertiary butyl group is present on this cyclohexane ring system. Presence of tertiary butyl group makes it a rigid ring. Rigid means it cannot undergo flipping, because after flipping, tertiary butyl group will go at axial position, which is not energetically favorable. Therefore, conformation is locked and tertiary butyl group has to take the equatorial orientation. If this is the case, then there are three possibilities for vicinal protons. The two vicinal protons can be diaxial in trans fashion, or they can be di-equatorial in trans fashion, or the two vicinal protons or vicinal neighbors can be axial and equatorial with respect to one another in cis fashion. So three different situations are there. In three different situations, the dihedral angles are variable and therefore the coupling constant values are different. When the two vicinal neighbors are having 180-degree dihedral angle with one another, that is, they are having trans diaxial orientation, the coupling constant value is large, 10 to 14 hertz. And if they are a di-equatorial trans fashion, then the coupling constant value is 4 to 5 hertz because the dihedral angle is 60 degree. Even if one proton is axial and its vicinal neighbor is equatorial, then also the dihedral angle is 60 degree. Therefore, the coupling constant value is 4 to 5 hertz. That is if trans-diaxial, large coupling constant value, or if the dihedral angle is 60 degree, the coupling constant value is small. So coupling constant value will tell me whether the dihedral angle is 180 degree or whether it is 60 degree. For example, these two isomeric alcohols. Let us check these two isomeric alcohols. In this case, the OH takes the axial position and proton present on this carbon atom is equatorial. This equatorial proton has four neighboring protons, two equatorial neighbors and two axial neighbors. Both equatorial protons as well as axial protons make the dihedral angle of 60 degree with respect to the blue hydrogen. And as the dihedral angle is 60 degree, the coupling constant values are small. But still, the two coupling constant values are different. Even though the dihedral angle is 60 degree, coupling constant values are slightly different. This means that some other factor must be important here. In this case, the blue proton couples with the two equatorial protons with 3 hertz. That is, this 3 hertz coupling constant value is equatorial coupling, and this 2.72 hertz coupling constant value is because of the equatorial axial coupling, and we get a triplet of a triplet. Triplet because two equatorial neighbors, and triplet, another triplet because two axial neighbors. So triplet of a triplet with smaller coupling constant value 2.72 and 3 hertz because the dihedral angle is 60 degree. Now let us look at the second isomer where the hydrogen is axial hydrogen. Now this axial hydrogen has two equatorial neighbors making the dihedral angle of 60 degree, which will result in a smaller coupling constant value. And the two axial hydrogens have the dihedral angle of 180 degree, which will have the higher coupling constant value, and that is observed in case of the triplet of a triplet with 11.1 hertz and 4.3 hertz. So large coupling constant value indicates that the two protons have diaxial orientations, getting the 180 degree dihedral angle. So see, if equatorial hydrogen coupling constant values are small, if axial hydrogen one coupling constant value is large, this means that the coupling constant value will help me to find out whether the substituent is at axial position or it is at equatorial position. That is, we can say that the coupling constant values will help me to find out the stereochemistry of the compound. Let us take these two examples. First example is this, where the ester group is present on the cyclohexane ring system, and we have to find out the stereochemistry of this carbon atom. The NMR spectrum of the compound shows a signal at 4.91, which is a triplet of a triplet with one coupling constant value 8.8 and the other is 3.8. The compound can have two different orientations. In one conformation, the ester group occupies the equatorial position, and second possibility is that the ester group occupies the axial position. Let us first consider if the ester group occupies equatorial position. In that case, the hydrogen will be at axial position. This axial hydrogen has two equatorial neighbors making the dihedral angle of 60 degree. So it will result in small coupling constant value. We can say that it is 3.8 hertz. And it also, this blue hydrogen also has two axial neighbors making the dihedral angle 180 degree, which is having higher coupling constant value. So 8.8 hertz coupling constant value can be with these two diaxial protons. Let us take this second conformer possible. The hydrogen is at equatorial position and ester group is at axial position. Now, for this blue hydrogen, two neighboring equatorial protons make the dihedral angle of 60 degree, as well as the neighboring axial hydrogens also make the dihedral angle of 60 degree. So both equatorial as well as axial hydrogens are having same dihedral angle with respect to the blue proton. This means that their coupling constant values must be same. So we will get, instead of triplet of a triplet, we'll get a quintet here. But the spectrum shows two different coupling constant values and the triplet of a triplet. So we can say that the structure or the structure of the or conformation of this compound will be the first one and not the second one. So this is how we can find out the stereochemistry using the coupling constant value. Second example is there where one signal is found at delta 6 ppm, which is showing only simple triplet. So now you should find out the stereochemistry of this compound. Let us take few more examples. A cyclopropane ring system is there, which is also a rigid ring system. It cannot undergo ring flipping. The hydrogens present on the adjacent carbon atom, that is vicinal neighbors, can have the 0-degree dihedral angle with respect to one another, or they can have the 120-degree dihedral angle with one another. If they have 0-degree dihedral angle, that is they are cis to one another, then we can get the large coupling constant value 10 to 12 hertz. And if they are trans to one another, the coupling constant value is smaller, around 7 to 8 hertz. But as they are trans, but the dihedral angle is not 180 degree, it is 120 degrees. So the coupling constant value is intermediate here. Let us check these olefinic protons. These two protons are cis with respect to one another, and these two protons are trans with respect to one another. Cis protons show a coupling constant value of 8 to 11 hertz, while the trans protons have large coupling constant value 12 to 18 hertz. Cis protons have 0-degree dihedral angle with one another, and trans protons have 180-degree dihedral angle with respect to one another. Therefore, the coupling constant value is large for trans protons than the cis protons. So this means that the coupling constant value will help me to find out the geometry of the double carbon-carbon double bond of an olefin also. Cis coupling constant value is smaller than the trans coupling constant value. Let us take this very interesting example where a rigid bicyclic system is there. The hydrogen present at bridgehead carbon atom does not show coupling with these two hydrogens present on the adjacent carbon atom. So these are vicinal neighbors, but still there is no coupling between those two protons present on methylene carbon atom and the bridgehead hydrogen. This is because this bridgehead hydrogen makes the dihedral angle of 90 degree with these two hydrogens, and therefore there is no coupling between the protons here. So this is how the dihedral angle can help you to find out the geometry of the molecules or stereochemistry of the molecules.